Ladies and gentlemen, as you guys know, last night I went to WWE Live here in Brisbane, and it was pretty good. You know, second time I've been to WWE recently, third time altogether. Last time I went was in 2013, and that show was okay. It wasn't exactly thrilling, but this show, the card was a lot better. The entertainment aspect was a lot better. I just had a much better time on this year's show. So what I'm going to do in this video, I'm just going to give you guys a quick recap on what happened and my experience on at the show, and I think you guys might enjoy it. And I think for some of you who haven't exactly been to a live WWE event, I think this might be a good idea to kind of get a bit of a feel of what to expect, what it's all about. And to me, it's very interesting going to one of these shows and seeing how the crowd reacts to certain wrestlers. So, you know, wrestlers can be popular and over in certain towns and certain areas. So it's very interesting to see who in Australia, who do people like, who do people not like. So very, very interesting. We'll check it out and I'll talk more about it in a second. So we started off, we got there about half an hour, 45 minutes earlier. Grabbed a beer, got in line, got some food, and the merch stands was just full of people. I mean, I wanted a Suplex City shirt. I think they had Roman Reigns shirts, Dean Ambrose, Kevin Owens, Finn Balor. Absolutely filled with John Cena shirts, even though he wasn't there. John Cena was meant to be there. Of course, he had the broken nose, so he was taken off the card. And I knew that it would still have his merchandise there, and everyone was wearing John Cena shirts. Everyone, you know, was buying his merch. And that was to be expected. So it wasn't a lot of, you know, Kevin Owens fans. There wasn't a lot of Finn Balor shirts. There was a fair few Dean Ambrose shirts. There was a lot of Seth Rollins shirts too. Quite a few of Roman Reigns shirts. So mainly it was all John Cena, and that was pretty much expected. I was not surprised by that at all. It was exactly the same last time I went as well. I think last time was probably worse, but this time was still pretty bad. I think you know, it was just absolutely just filled with Cena fans. But so I tried to get a Suplex City shirt, and it was all sold out. And I'll talk more about that in a second. But this first match on the show, I thought it was going to be Fandango versus Adam Rose. So we all know that would have put me to sleep. But it turned out to be, well, it wasn't exactly advertised. It was meant to be Finn Balor versus Bo Dallas for the NXT Championship, but it turned out to be Neville versus Finn Balor for the NXT Championship. So it was a very nice surprise, and this was a very, very surprising one because, you know, I was listening to the crowd, and the crowd was very, very hot for Neville. A lot of people were cheering Neville. The whole audience was cheering, "Let's go Neville, let's go Neville." Finn Balor, though, got nothing. No one wanted to cheer for Finn Balor. In fact, I heard chants saying Finn Balor sucks. It seemed like people didn't know who Finn Balor was. So I guess it is NXT. He's not exactly on the main roster, but a lot of people didn't exactly know who he was because I was hearing people saying, "Oh, I don't want the pretty boy to win. I don't want this guy to win. I want Neville to win." As if they don't know who Finn Balor is. They don't even know his name. So that to me already suggests that the Australian crowd isn't exactly a very smart crowd. So very casual, very, you know, okay, WWE's in town, let's go check it out kind of a crowd. And it seems though they're kind of fans of old, and some new, but, you know, John Cena fans for the new ones, and old ones are just, you know, is what it is, you know. So there's not a lot of people on the pulse of the WWE checking out all the new ones. And Finn Balor certainly did not get much reaction. I was cheering for Finn Balor, because Neville doesn't really impress me that much at the moment. He's just kind of floating around doing nothing, whereas Finn Balor I see as the future. I see him as a huge star, so I was definitely supporting him and definitely really looking forward to seeing him. So, and the match was great. They had a great match. I think it was either the best one of the night, that or the main event, which was Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins in a good old Brisbane street fight. But I forgot at the start of the show, Shawn Michaels was there. So HBK was there. He came out. He was the guest general manager of the show. And he came out and he made the main event of Brisbane Street Fight. So he just came out. The crowd, it was not the biggest reaction of the night. I think Neville got a bigger reaction than Shawn Michaels, to be honest. But like I said, very kind of casual kind of fan. A lot of kids there probably don't even know who Shawn Michaels is, and that's a very sad fact. But it is what it is. So I was certainly cheering for Shawn. Good to see him there. Next up, we did have Fandango and Adam Rose, and I was going to go and get merchandise whilst this match was on, but I actually stuck around because where I was sitting more towards the entrance, so I was not in the front area, but the one back, the next one back. The seats were actually really good. I had a very nice view, and I was more towards the entranceway, so I had to tilt my neck a little bit, but it was still very, very good. It didn't really matter where you sat in this arena. I think it only holds 4,000 or 5,000. I'm not exactly sure. But it wasn't a sold-out crowd, but there was not many seats left. I know that. There was a few empties, but it was not very visible that it wasn't sold out. So it doesn't really matter where you sit. Even if you sit in the quote-unquote nosebleeds, you still have very, very good seats. Because I've sat in the nosebleeds before. The first time I went was in 2007. I sat up high, and it was still great seats. And I've sat closer, and it was great. And sat here, and it was great. So it doesn't matter where you sit in this arena. It was all great seats. So very much so. Had a great view. I could see everyone. So definitely, where was I going? Yes, so Adam Rose and Fandango. Adam Rose, I was booing him. I did not want to see him at all. I was booing him. The crowd was booing him. Fandango, he tried really hard to get the crowd going with him. Tried really hard to get everyone Fandangoing. And yeah, I'll say a fair portion of the crowd was into it and cheering him along. It was actually kind of a fun match. I mean, Adam Rose was healing it up and getting a good reaction from the audience. The audience overall was a very good crowd. I mean, everyone was really into it. Everyone was having a great time. So when you're at an event like this and everyone's having a good time, it's really easy just to kind of kick back and really just enjoy the show for what it is. And in a house show, the faces always win. So Finn Balor won the NXT match, and obviously he was going to win that because the title's on the line. Then Fandango won this one. After that, we had, I believe it was R-Truth and Luke Harper. R-Truth came out, he was rapping, and everyone was, screaming, "What's up?" Everyone was into that. And then when Luke Harper came out, everyone had their phones out doing that. So that was cool, had the lights on. I actually went and skipped this one, so this is the one I went and got the merch. I went out to go and get merch, but there was no one on the line, so obviously I wanted to skip the line. So I was thinking, well, if I go on when there's a match on that I don't care about, I can go on and get some merch, and I'll be cool, I'll be sweet. I'll be able to skip the lines, go and get the merch. So I went there. Apparently everyone in Australia needs the large shirts because there was no large shirts left. There was just only small shirts and medium shirts, and I couldn't get anything. So the Owens shirt, the Randy shirt, the Balor shirt, every alternative that I wanted to the Suplex City shirt was taken. I couldn't get anything, so no merchandise from me, even though it was $50 for a shirt. So I could probably buy one online, and it would be cheaper. So I might just do that. But yeah, pretty devastated. I kind of wanted the Suplex City shirt. I like it a lot. So fortunately, didn't get one, and so I went back. And whilst I was on my way back, Bad News Barrett came out and cut a promo. So I completely missed the R-Truth match. Bad News Barrett came out, was cutting a promo. He was healing it up, saying how much Australia sucks, and how much I think he mentioned the cricket and things like that. He was just doing everything he can to kind of get the crowd to hate him, and they did. The crowd was booing the hell out of him. Out comes Randy Orton. As soon as I heard Randy Orton's music hit, I was rushing back to my seat. Got in my seat, saw Randy came out, and there was a huge Barrett's a wanker chant. Everyone was hating on Bad News Barrett, which was great. I was certainly into that because you guys know I hate Bad News Barrett, so I was certainly hating that. Everyone was into Randy Orton. Randy Orton was hugely over. Everyone loved Randy Orton. He was great. It was a good little match as well. Randy Orton was a huge favorite. He might be one of the favorites here or the night, I think. I don't know. He was very close, but he certainly got a huge applause. After that, it was intermission, and then I think we had the Divas match. So it was Emma, Natalya versus the Bellas. The Bellas got a huge reaction. The crowd was certainly into them. The Bellas got a bigger reaction than Emma, who's the Australian, who came out wearing the old Australian gear. Once everyone kind of realized, oh, she's Australian, okay, then we started cheering for her, because I think no one really knew like who she was or what she's all about. She got a pretty good reaction, and then everyone's like, oh yeah, okay, she's Australian, cool. So then they started cheering her more. But definitely the Bellas got a big reaction, and yeah, so Emma obviously got the hot tag and got the win and did all that, so that was cool. That was good. Then I believe Shawn Michaels came out again because Bo Dallas was cutting a promo saying that we're all, horrible and we're going nowhere in life, but if we believe, we'll be okay. And Shawn Michaels came out and super kicked Bo Dallas in the face, so that was always nice to see. We had Kevin Owens and Cesaro. Both guys got a pretty good reaction. It was a great to see. I really enjoyed seeing both these guys because, you know, it was meant to be Kevin Owens versus John Cena, but Cesaro was pretty over. Everyone wanted to see him do the swing, which he did. Kevin Owens, pretty good reaction as well, and he was great. So Owens and Cesaro was really good. But pretty much every match on this show was just a really fun match. The wrestlers were really interacting with the crowd very well, and the crowd was just giving it all back. So that was really positive to see. And Cesaro got the win on that one as well. Main event time, Brisbane street fight. Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. Dean Ambrose, big reaction. I was certainly cheering him on, but Seth Rollins as well got a really good reaction as well as that. So Seth Rollins, what he was doing, he grabbed the microphone of JoJo, who was the ring announcer for the night, grabbed the microphone of JoJo, and was hitting Dean Ambrose in the head. He was cutting promos, he was talking crap whilst he was doing that, because the crowd was just, you know, saying, you sold out, just completely ripping into him. And he grabbed the microphone, and I think he just reacted. I don't think he was meant to do that, don't think it was planned. He just reacted off the crowd and just went for it, and it was great. So kudos to Seth, he was really good, and those two guys tore it up. And they got tables out, and both men went for a table. Dean Ambrose went through a table really bad. I was like, oh, wow, that was awesome. So, like I said, man, if you can have the opportunity to go to one of these shows, you're going to have a great time because it's really fun. I think, to be honest, it doesn't really matter the state of the WWE. It doesn't really matter who's on the show. You just can go here and you can just have a great time. They've kind of got this little formula that they're doing. You know, the baby faces always win, the crowd favorites always win, except for the main event where Seth Rollins did win, but Dean Ambrose at the end got the last laugh, obviously, but they always send the crowd home happy. You just go to this event and you just have a great time. So if you had the chance to go, I definitely recommend going because it was just a lot of fun. And I had great seats, had a great time. Even Keely had a good time, her first time going. So it was, I think it was good all around. I mean, if she enjoyed it, then that's a big plus in my opinion. So maybe she'll go back again another time. So great show. And I mean, I wish I could go to like a SummerSlam or a Raw or something like that. I mean, one day, who knows, I might be able to go. But definitely, the house shows, the live events, are the only thing I'm ever going to probably be able to experience for a long time. But it's still a lot of fun. So let me know your guys' experiences at a WWE live event. Have you been before? What was your experience like? Are you planning on going to another live event or a pay-per-view or a Raw anytime soon? Let me know in the comment section down below your experiences. I would love to read your experiences and love to know what you guys think. One last thing, it was a little disappointing because, you know, this show wasn't featuring Roman Reigns, Rusev, Ryback, John Cena, Roman Reigns. So a lot of names were also missing on this show. No New Day, no Primetime Players, and it was still a pretty good show. So it goes to show that even though some of the card isn't missing, there's still a lot of entertaining wrestlers in there to kind of keep the show really good and keep the show going. So, like I said, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and as always, I'll see you next time.